lovely.
Yeah, this is just the kind of road that the MX-5 is designed for, isn't it? Nice twisty road, you know, relatively nice day.
Absolutely. Well, not at work.
Not at work.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
no kids in the back?
No.
No? Nowhere to put them?
No. Good reason to leave them at home. Oh, this is great.
Hi everyone, it's Justin and Matt from BRRRRRM Australia, and we're here today to check out the all-new Mazda MX-5 Roadster.
$31, really?
Yeah, $31.99.
Wow.
The Mazda 3. You could have one of these.
That is good value.
Yeah, and it's a little 1.5, and it's 96 kilowatts, 7,000 RPM.
Oh.
This thing's great value.
That seems awfully cheap.
Oh yeah. On a day like today, even in winter in Sydney, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I know this car comes in two versions, as you probably know. There's a 2-litre version.
Yeah.
This one is the base Roadster. There's a comes also in a 1.5 Roadster GT version, which has a bit more bells and whistles in the car. It comes with the climate control air conditioning, the upgraded MZD, what do you call it, the radio system, navigation, all that kind of stuff. But then you can go up to a 2-litre. Which is you know, more powerful, more torque.
Yeah, a bit more weight.
A little bit more weight, but then the price goes up too. But like, I reckon value for money, there's nothing wrong with this. This car is $31,990.
I'm just gobsmacked.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, for the price of like a, you know, a good spec, well spec Mazda 3 hatchback or something like that. You know, if you didn't have the family commitments, you could have one of these.
Right.
So,
or you had a slightly extended budget.
Yeah, if you had the extended budget, yeah, you're able to, you know, splash some dosh on giving yourself a bit of a present. Yeah.
That'd be a nice present.
It would be, yeah. I think too, like, being a Mazda and being Japanese and everything like that, I mean, they're traditionally well built, they're traditionally reliable.
Yeah.
You know, it's no wonder this car is actually known as, you know, the world's most best-selling roadster, the most popular roadster.
Oh, definitely.
When it came out in '89, it was just such a, you know, a car that turned the automotive world on its head, didn't it?
It did.
Well, it doesn't matter how good the car looks, you've got to actually be comfortable driving it, don't you?
Definitely.
So, yeah.
It's all part of the experience. Oh, that gearbox is nice too. Oh wow, that's really tight steering.
Like, we've just gone over a couple of bumps, and it actually manages those bumps quite well, doesn't it?
It does.
It's running 16-inch wheels on it, and it's handling the bumps pretty well, considering it's a convertible too. Like, there's no scuttle shake,
No.
anything like that.
No, it's chassis. Oh, the chassis feels nice.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
it's nice, isn't it?
Nice and progressive as well.
It's such a fun car to drive, this thing. Hard to believe that's electric power steering too, isn't it?
I know, the feedback is fantastic.
Yeah.
You really feel it. It's
You
nice
really
and
feel it.
progressive.
Yeah.
You can really feel a lot that's going on.
Well, I think they've done well keeping it to like 16-inch wheels and tyres on the car too.
Yeah, that really helps.
Just adds to the feel, I suppose. So, I mean, you can get bigger. I think on the 2-litre version you get 17s on it, but the 16s, I think, well, that's another cost saving for you too. It's a lot cheaper to buy 16-inch tyres to replace than 17s, isn't it?
Exactly right. Yeah, that suspension's lovely.
It's nicely tuned, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it rides very well, but they've done wonders with the handling of the car. You can tell, like it's been engineered for roads like this, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Also, to meet the not so ideal Australian road conditions when it's a little bit bumpier.
Yeah. We have some of the bumpiest roads, don't we? So.
Yeah.
Look at that, it just hangs on, doesn't it?
Too easy.
Yeah.
You don't even have to think twice. It's right there with you.
Oh.
And that was not even 6/10. That was did it easily. That gearbox is just spot on.
It's just spot on, isn't it? I don't know if any other, like you've driven a lot of cars, there's any other manufacturer that you can think of makes a gearbox as nice as this?
No. No, this is magical.
But it's amazing, this car here, the latest generation MX-5, is more comparable to the first generation MX-5 now, not the previous generation car that was out, the NC model. This is the ND model.
Yep.
And they've actually done wonders to get the weight down, and the size of the car is actually smaller than the original NA model back in '89.
That's amazing engineering, isn't it?
Yeah,
To be able to
well, it's to do with their Sky Active technology that they do. What they do is this gram strategy thing, where they look at every single component in the car, and if you shave off a gram of every single component, I actually heard that, say, the windows glass is quite heavy, so what they've done below the sill line there, where you don't see the glass, they've actually cut holes in the glass to reduce the weight. Like this car itself only weighs 1,009 kilos. This is the 1.5 litre, 96 kilowatt, 7,000 RPM, 1,009 kilos. So the power to weight on this car is pretty damn good.
That is more than ample.
Yeah, and you can feel it when you drive it, can't you? It's just such a nice, nimble car to drive. I mean, the weight distribution in the car too, it's a typical Mazda thing that they do with the MX-5, I guess. Front engine, rear wheel drive, 50-50 weight distribution. It's just sensational fun to drive this thing.
Having the seating position with all those characteristics, really, it feels like the car's ready to jump on a track and give you endless smiles.
Yeah.
The interior, the quality is really nice as well. It's well laid out.
Yeah.
Having the sensor rev in there, that's nice.
Yeah, like for $31,990, it's very well equipped. It's got like Bluetooth, it's got cruise, it's got AC, it's got power windows. I think the only negative I can see is that like the lack of a glove box, I suppose, to put things away, and like there's a bit of a lack of space in here. But there is some bits you can put in there. Yeah,
there's a little bit. You have to go searching for it.
Yeah,
but it's there.
That's true. But I just can't get over like the build quality of the thing. It's not rattling. It's not squeaking. Like it feels very, very solid, doesn't it? So,
it really does. And you're not cramped in here either. I feel really comfortable. The seats are nice and supportive as well.
You like the seats?
I do.
Yeah.
Got a bit of lumbar support and the side bolsters, so if you go around the corner, as I'm sure it's capable of doing, you're not going to slide off it.
Yeah. And another thing I've noticed too, like we're just talking normally, we're not having to raise our voices over any wind that's coming into the cabin.
No,
like
it's
that.
very, very comfortable like that too.
Now, one question I have to ask you too. I mean, you've driven the car.
Yeah.
Styling. Now, MX-5s have this, and I'll have to say, unfortunate sort of, you know, reputation of, you know, appealing to people that probably do your hair.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, but you know, if you think back to the previous generations of MX-5s and how they looked, this current one, I think this one's actually quite aggressive. Like,
yeah.
In terms of the way it looks in the front of the car, even the back as well. Like you said, it's got a. I reckon it's got a little bit of Jaguar F-Type about it, doesn't it?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Just the front lines and those headlights.
Yeah.
They look more aggressive. It's a little bit more masculine.
Yeah.
So whereas the 2001, 2002 version of the MX-5 was a little rounder, so it was a bit softer, and I think it's a little bit more in tune with that stigma that it had. But this, you know, I'd be more than comfortable owning this and not being worried about having that label.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job with the styling on this car, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Now, Matt, we've established that, you know, you and I both love this car. It's such a nice car to drive. Now, how do you reckon you would be able to get this one over the line if you brought it home? If, say, for example, you know, you push the button, sold the Clio, drove up in the driveway with this car.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would happen? Tell us what would happen.
Well, I'd need to make sure that there were 2 sets of keys available, so when my wife wanted to go for a fun drive as well, that it's available for her too. That's for sure. But she likes driving as well.
Yeah.
And she's a fantastic driver.
Okay.
So the initial shock would probably be not so good. But then when you explain the cost, how much it costs.
Yeah. Okay.
And the first drive, I think after that,
that would be enough to convince her.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my wife's a bit more practical, and I think if I brought this car home and said this is the new car, I think I'd be parking it at your place, mate.
Yeah. There's always a spare room.
Yeah, I think I'd be parking it at your place because with no seats in the back, unfortunately. Yeah, it doesn't quite fit that, you know, family commitment side of things, does it?
It surely doesn't.
Which is a shame.
It is it's definitely more of a selfish car.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt.
But I think you're right. Like the value equation is something you might be able to sort of maybe get over the line.
That would be the saving grace.
I think so.
It's not.
Yeah.
When you told me how much this was, I was shocked.
Yeah. And the thing is,
really
like, everyone should own a convertible at least once in their life, shouldn't they? They are brilliant. You know?
Exactly.
They are brilliant.
And especially in Sydney, the weather's so good so much of the year.
Yeah. No, we're lucky living here. Yeah. Mate, well, I think our MX-5 adventure's come to a bit of an end.
Sadly.
But just before we go, now, does it pass the final test? Now, when you park this car and you lock it up and you walk away, would you look back at it?
Twice.
Oh, it's 2 thumbs up from Matt. That's pretty good. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a great looking car, and I think it's just lovely to drive, and yeah, I'd have one in a heartbeat, I think.
Likewise.
Yeah. So I just want to put out a thank you to our very good friends at AMR Mazda at Petersham for the test car today. And if you're liking our videos, please like us and subscribe. And hopefully we'll see you again for another Two Dads review. See you later.
See ya.